Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com, and today I have a really fun project for you using some rainbow inks and this beautiful new stencil from Miss Ink Stamps. This is called Latte Love, and I just love this stencil. I wanted to create a rainbow medallion background with it, and I'm going to show you how to make it work with stamping right on top. So the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to create a one-layer card, and you may laugh at me at the end because I end up adding a little bit of a layer just to make it pop. So you'll see. So I'm starting with some Distress Oxide in the tumbled glass because I didn't have it in the Distress inks. So I put that on with a domed blending tool, and now I'm going to use some blending brushes for the rest of these inks. This is Evergreen Bough right here, and then I'm going to add some yellow, which is the mustard seed. Then I'll go in with some orange marmalade and finally Kitsch Flamingo. Now this card has been haunting my dreams. Do you ever have an idea about a card and you never get around to making it, but it keeps coming back to you, it keeps coming back to you? Well, that's this card. So I'm finally making it today. So there is our beautiful stenciled rainbow, the Latte Love stencil. Now I'm going to use the Mad Hatter and this beautiful sentiment that says we're all mad here. I'm going to add more sentiments later, but just to get this card started, I'm going to stamp this on with my favorite Copic friendly black ink, which is the Maker Forte Eclipse black ink. And this ink not only is good for Copic coloring, but also watercoloring. It dries very quickly and it makes sure that it doesn't smear. So that's another reason I love this ink. So I'm using that for the large sentiment as well. And now we're going to get ready to color the Mad Hatter. Now this technique is kind of fun because you're going to be able to color it up in some saturated colors, and the secret is to use some more saturated colors than the stencil behind the image, but you're still going to be able to see a little bit of that design peeking through. Now this works really well for the Mad Hatter because he's a little bit crazy anyway, so to have that showing up in the background is really kind of fun. And I don't think it would work for every single image, but for this particular one, it's really fun. And I'll show you the close-ups later of how that stencil shows through, and it creates kind of a design on his teapot, on his hat. It's really fun. So I'm starting with 3 colors of orange here, and I'll put them all up on the screen so that you can see the colors I'm using. I'll color his hair with these 3 shades of orange, and then also some of the stripes in his pants. Just blending those through with the lighter and darker. I'm leaving kind of a highlight in the middle there at his knees, just for a little bit more interest. You don't have to do this. You can just color it regular if you want to. I was just having a good time. So now I'm going to move on to a few of the greens here, which is the G09 and YG13. I ended up bringing in a G19 as well. And for these greens, I am just going to color his coat here and blend it through with the light, medium, and dark. You might notice that the colors that I'm choosing mimic the colors in the background of the medallion, but they are a little bit brighter and darker. So what that is going to match the background, but it's going to pop out from the background because of its brightness. And here I am adding the darker G19 now. And then I'm just going to go through all of the colors that way. So I chose kind of a bright pink magenta for this hat, for his hat, ribbon, scarf, and I also colored his vest with these colors. And that's the RV19, RV11, and RV09. This is a really fun image to color. It's not too large. It doesn't take a lot of thinking or a lot of blending. And if you find that the colors are a little bit too light and you're seeing too much of the stencil behind it, then you can go in with some darker colors as I'm doing here. I'm just using the darker colors again and darkening it all up. It's time to go in with some bright blues now. These are the BG01, BG05, and BG07. And I'm just adding this to his hat and also to his collar. I believe I added that to his collar as well. And now I'm going to take those same colors and use those for the rest of the stripes that I didn't color in with the orange. So he's got some crazy orange blue pants going on here. I just colored up his shoes in some cool grays, C5, C7, C9, because I wasn't feeling creative at this point. I thought, okay, black shoes it is. He's got a lot of colors going on. So black is going to be great for his shoes. So just doing that, and then I realized that I'm missing one color from the background of the medallion. So I think that's the yellow. So his teapot is going to be yellow now, and I'm going to go through and color his face with E55 and E51, and then I go over it a couple of times just to darken it up so that his face pops from the background as well. I'm going to add a little bit of pink on his cheeks. He's a happy Mad Hatter. Just darkening that up here. To finish up this image, I'm adding the Y11 for the yellow. I'm not coloring the teapot too much because I really like the design that comes through on that teapot. And then I'll color up those teacups that he's holding with the same colors as his outfit. And now it's time to stamp on the rest of the sentiments. I'm using most of them that come in that stamp set. With this sentiment, we're all mad here. And this time I'm stamping it with VersaFine Onyx Black because I want to heat emboss that in clear. I always like to have a little something that's raised on my card, or it's kind of tactile so you can feel that raised embossing. So that's the reason I decided to do this. And then I'll just heat set that, and there you go. So there's all the sentiments. It says you'll fit right in. Have I gone mad? I'm mad. You're mad. It's just a big mad party. So I'm just trimming down a little bit on each side of this panel so that I can back it with some hot pink paper here. I love the way this makes everything kind of pop. So I'm just going to glue it down with some liquid adhesive. And here I'm admiring the back of this Copic colored image. I really love looking at the back of the image after it's done. I don't know why. It makes me smile. So attaching that down, and I'll attach it to a top folding card here in a minute. But first I'm going to add some black pearls. I realize there's kind of a correlation here because did anybody get that? Johnny Depp played the Mad Hatter in one of the Alice in Wonderlands, and he's also on Pirates of the Caribbean with the Black Pearl as the ship. Did you get that correlation? Anyway, it was kind of making me smile, so I couldn't resist. You guys, sometimes I have way too much fun making these cards. So now I'm just putting it all together, and this is our card for today. I'm going to hold it up so you can kind of see some of that in the background, see on his face and on the teacup. Some of that image is just showing through. It's really kind of fun. I hope you enjoyed this project today and that you had fun too. Thanks for stopping by so much. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. It really does help. I am certainly glad that I got this card out onto paper now and it's not in my head anymore. Here are a few more videos you might be interested in. Thanks again for stopping by. I'll be back real soon with some more card making inspiration. Until then, have a great crafty day. Bye-bye.